The game. Again, I'm on chapter 4 of 11, I believe. I want to finish the game tonight, but I don't know if I'll be up to it.
Dinner with the Moedwils.
Yay!
Moedwil was worried about change. A gardener at heart, she understood the necessity of change, relied on it even. But there was a difference between the controlled world of her plants and this cluttered cottage in a strange town. Almost done. Nellie was a blur of activity, digging through boxes. Sorry, love, couldn't find the dishes. We'll have to make do with paper plates.
Ain't nothing wrong with
Dinner
a
went
paper
by
plate.
without much conversation. As she watched Beck and Luka finish up their pizza, Ilona let herself relax into the chair. The things she cared about were still here. Nellie finally had the job of her dreams. Beck was beginning to take root. Ilona's task was simply to tend to them. She could do that.
Oh. So Luka, tell us a bit about yourself. Where do you live? Oh, okay. Oh, I live with my grandma over on the other side of the river. Your grandma? Where are your parents at? We don't talk about my parents. Beck manners. It's alright. My dad passed away in an accident at the fertilizer plant 6 years back. Hey, I didn't know he passed away at the plant. Ooh, I wonder if we'll find out more information about that now that the fertilizing plant is like a big deal again. Oh dear. My mom's been missing for a few months now. Like missing? Shut up, Beck.
Luka's eyes were fixed to his plate, pushing a chunk of pineapple around with his finger.
Ew, they ate pineapple on pizza? Ew.
Nellie was the one who eventually broke the silence.
Luka, how'd you like the pizza? Oh, it was good. Very good. Normally we'd have put more effort into dinner.
Ilona nervously gestured toward the boxes.
I'm not fully settled in, and Beck had mentioned that it's your favorite. I'm sorry, we're just skipping the part where he said his mom was missing? Yeah, we are. Why would we harp on that, actually? Beck. I'm sorry, Luka. This move has us all a little tired.
Luka wiped his face with his sleeve.
Oh, it's fine. So Beck said that you moved here for work?
Beck gave Luka a swift kick under the table.
Ow. I mean, what brought you to Beacon Pines? Oh, you were right the first time. We're here for work. Nellie won't tell you this, but she's a brilliant chemist. I don't know about brilliant, but I do love it. She's brilliant. Perennial Harvest just made her their newest lead researcher of deep engineering. Was the body of that person the previous lead? Because remember the name tag on the bodies mentioned something about deep engineering. She makes it sound more impressive than it is. I'm just happy that I get to make a difference in the world. Perennial Harvest is at the forefront of evolving agriculture into something more useful than sprinkling water and excrement on the ground.
Luka glanced over to Beck. She seemed to be holding her breath.
What Nellie means, Luka, is that there are different ways to grow plants. Yes, some people talk to their plants and hope for the best, and some people happily leave their job to allow a loved one to pursue their dream. I'm sensing some tension here. You swore you didn't.
Beck slammed her fist into the table. Perhaps harder than she intended.
Hey, Luka. How about some dessert? I actually have to meet my friend Rolo
Luka
soon.
glanced outside to gauge the time. The sky was darker than he expected, filled with ominous clouds.
Looks like there's a storm brewing. I should get going. Oh, I didn't think there was any rain in the almanac. Yeah, almanacs aren't that useful around here.
Luka wiped his mouth one last time with his napkin and started to get up.
Thank you all for the pizza. It really was good. See you at the festival, Beck. Wait up. I'll walk you home.
Surprised, Luka turned around. He knew Rolo could be prickly around new people. But Beck seemed cool. Rolo would warm up to her eventually. Probably.
We'll break. We'll make it rain.
Luka began to respond, but the sky answered for him as the clouds above began to break, revealing patches of star-filled summer night. Moonlight filtered down, shimmering in the treetops.
Oh, when it said break, I thought it meant like they were gonna break in rain. Sure, you can meet Rolo. You're not going home? No, I promised Rolo I'd tell him
Luka
about.
stopped himself mid-sentence.
Promise you tell him what? Spit it out, bub. We're thick as thieves now. If there's a juicy secret, you gotta tell me. Okay. I don't, you know, I liked Beck at first. No, I don't really like Beck. You can come to the treehouse and I'll tell you both what happened. Heck yeah.
After the foul harvest destroyed their wealth and reputation, the Valentines shuttered off their estate from the rest of town. Luka saw Beck skulking by the gate.
Slimy, there's nothing mysterious or creepy about this place. It's mostly boring and empty. I refuse to believe that. Big spiked gates, looming mansion, rich reclusive owners. It even smells shady.
Beck grabbed the wrought iron bars and shook the gate.
Not my words, you decadent nightmare house. You will reveal your secrets to me. What'd you do? First of all, I told you so. Beckon, hide. It's the guy from the factory. That's here's Valentine. Who's that she's talking to? Shh. Expect you to return that suit in working order. I'm pretty sure that's Mr. Nundred or whatever his name is. Of course, as long as everything proceeds as planned, there's nothing to worry about. The only thing I'm worried about is what's rightfully mine, and if that means making some unsavory alliances, so be it. I couldn't agree more. There comes a time to suspend hostilities. I'll deal with our common threat. Now, this is what I was talking about.
Beck's voice was an excited whisper.
Nah, I'm scared for Luka. Proper shady stuff. Someone in a suit like that tried to grab me yesterday. Seriously? Shh. You do understand that when this all inevitably fails, I will deny everything. I wouldn't expect any less of you. You just worry about your part in this and let me handle the rest. I can't wait to see the look on that Rube Kerr's face. So Kerr and Valentine are beefing? Yes, the truth will come to light. I'm so surprised you're so comfortable with the potential collateral damage. There's one thing I've learned, is that change is painful. I was expecting shady. That's just flat out supervillain talk. You don't mind me asking why? Why are you doing all
The
this?
mysterious figure retracted their mask, hair pushing out from all corners.
It's Nundred! Okay, that's the last person I expected, actually.
His vision blurred. Beck stifled a sharp wince, and Luka looked down to see himself wrenching her hand.
An answer I can certainly respect.
Gran tousled her hair back under the face mask.
Just remember, keep everything nice and normal until the festival. I don't need lessons in rousing
Gran gave
suspicion.
Eris a curt nod and disappeared into the night. Chapter 5. What big ears you have. Luka sat shivering in the bushes, staring at his feet. After checking to make sure the coast was clear, Beck gave him a gentle tug on his sweater.
What's wrong? You look like you've seen a ghost. Why are you so scared of that old lady in the hazmat suit? That was my gran. That was your gran. Yeah. Okay, well, I'm sure there's a perfectly reasonable explanation for all of this. Definitely very suspicious because that little factory she's going to is somehow involved with... We know for certain Dad died because of that business or whatever. And then we assume Mom went missing as part of it as well. Let's just get to the treehouse and figure things out here. Lead the way.
Luka peeked up at the beehive. It appeared to be deserted.
That's strange. For the last time, there's nothing to worry about. Of course, we're not worried.
The board finished writing with a scratchy flourish and looked up.
Just dotting our I's and crossing our T's. Well, maybe try minding your P's and Q's.
Mr. Nuncreed, arms crossed over his paunch, gave an exhausted sigh.
If there's anything you need knowing, you'll know it. Absolutely. We'll just sign here acknowledging everything is accurate. We'll be out of your hair in a flash. Oh, for the love of...
He snatched the pad and scribbled his name so hard the pen nearly snapped.
There. And would you like my eternal soul as well?
The boards looked at each other for a moment, almost pondering the possibility, then broke into laughter as they walked away.
Phone booth is on. Hi, Mr. Nuncreed. Luka, let me give you some advice. Next time someone you don't know asks to hear your thoughts, give him a good hard bop right in the kisser. Oh, Gran tells me to just keep away from the clipboards. That's good, that's good. Your grand's a smart lady, Luka. Speaking of which, you'd better run along home now. It's too dark out to be wandering on your own. Right in the kisser. The answers you seek will be revealed to you in due time. The question is, the figure intoned, are you prepared to live with the truth? I don't think so. Another day, another dollar. See you tomorrow, Z. Have you noticed how all the perennial harvest folks order the same drink? Decaf cappuccino with extra foam. Why? I don't know. Just thought it's a little odd. Pretty weird for sure. Well, the customer's always right. See you bright and early tomorrow. Can't wait. I like the music. I want to explore every inch.
William Kerr and Gus Valentine proudly surveyed the half-covered festival banner.
I don't trust either of them. It's all coming together quite nicely. Couldn't have done it without you.
The mayor gave a half-hearted shrug.
I'm not so sure about that. Nonsense. That reminds me, I wasn't able to thank your sister for her contributions. Yes, she's been indisposed of late. She doesn't much like me, does she? Oh no, that's not it at all. She's just been busy. Of course. Regardless, I'd be forever grateful if you could pass my thanks on to her. The History Museum adds a real air of import to the whole affair, and we couldn't very well celebrate the story of Beacon Pines without including the Valentines. My father was a great man, your darn tootin' he was.
Locked his arm on Gus's shoulder.
But I mean the entire Valentine family, present company included. Can I ask you something, Mr. Kerr? Call me William. Ask away. William, why are you doing all this? Gosh, I've never felt one needed a compelling reason to throw a party. Not just a festival, all of this. It's gotta be 100 down on their luck towns out there. Oh, so that's what Kerr's around for, is to make the town better or something? Why is Perennial Harvest so invested in helping Beacon Pines? Oh, okay, so Kerr is involved with Perennial Harvest, and then the Valentines are the Valentines. You know what I love most about the agriculture business? Seeds. Seeds. Yep, little bundles of potential.
In his eye, Kerr gestured grandly toward the horizon.
You treat a seed right, nurture it, feed it, and it can grow into something truly beautiful. You see potential here? Undoubtedly. The seed of greatness is already under our feet. All it needs is a little nudge. And the right leadership, of course. Oh. Good night, Mayor Valentine. Ooh, awkward. Oh, this is nice. Yeah, the treehouse is just a little further on from here. What's your buddy Rolo like? Rolo, he's Rolo. Not particularly helpful. So I've just never thought about it. Lots of energy, he's funny even when he's not trying to be. Things have been tough for his family since the foul harvest. It's about damn time you tell me what this foul harvest thing is. It's a kind of long story, hit me with the highlights. Okay, there used to be a fertilizer company here called Valentine's. They were kind of a big deal. Ooh, big deal fertilizer. It was a big deal to us. Their stuff really worked, farmers loved it, so Valentine's grew and grew. Beacon Pines pretty much grew around it. Most everyone in town either worked for Sharper Valentine or used as fertilizer. Things were good. Since a big but. Around 6 years ago, Sharper Valentine suddenly died. And something changed. Changed how? Could have been a bad batch. Maybe it was in the water or air or soil. Nobody knows. But all the crops died and everyone blamed the Valentines. The foul harvest. Yeah. Valentine's fertilizer went out of business. Half the town lost their jobs. Sheesh. The next year the crops came back, but something was different. You plant a crop, do everything right, and it's sort of a crapshoot what happens. And no one knows why. Nope. Take it, Rolo's farm got the short end of the stick. Yeah, for some reason their farm was hit harder than others. That sucks. Things have gotten better since Perennial Harvest came to town. The Beacon Pines Reborn Initiative. Yep, first thing they did was get the town a deep scrub. They even put us up in hotels. One town over for a week while they decontaminated the groundwater. We better get going.
Down.
Why is the chair still here? Didn't his dad die a long time ago? Rolo. It's about time. I was about to give up and go home. Who's the new kid? Name's Beck. You must be Rolo. I see my reputation precedes me. Welcome to Mission Control.
Rolo waggled his head with pride.
You'll find we've spared no expense in construction. I've seen worse looking piles of junk. Thanks. Hey Luka, you know the security concerns we talked about? Yeah. While I was waiting, I made some improvements. Let me lock this baby down for a little test infiltration. Can't be too safe these days. I love this. He goes all out, doesn't he? Always. Lavish. Oh, that's cute. Well, let us up. Riley set off the alarm. Yeah, emergency meeting. Where'd you guys get all this junk in the first place? There's a guy in town called Jeff who trades his junk for snacks. Junk food for junk. Nice. So, pretty sweet security, right? It was imaginative. I'll give you that. Luka, are we sure we can trust the new recruit? I'll vouch for her. Thanks, I guess. Oh, Luka, you promised to fill me in about the Valentine warehouse.
Luka sucked in a long breath.
Like I said, there was someone there. What were they doing? I don't know, but the place was lit up and active. Maybe they were squatters? I don't think so. It seemed more organized. When the man pulled me in, I saw some sort of equipment running. A man pulled you in? Yeah, but I got away. You keep saying it was a man. They were wearing a mask, right? Yeah. Then it could have been a woman. How'd you get away? I grabbed a rock or something and broke their mask. They let go and I ran. Was it Gran who pulled him in, though? I mean, surely there were probably multiple people in those suits. And Gran is a grandma. So, like, would she really have the strength to, like, pull a 12-year-old on the ground? I don't know. I'm probably just overthinking this. Dang. No wonder you freaked out when you saw your grandma. Yeah, that's the other part. On our way here, Beck and I saw Hira's Valentine meeting with the Gran. I'm gonna be so embarrassed if I'm pronouncing that word wrong. Hieris? Hieris? Probably Hieris. Wearing the same sort of hazmat suits.
A low whistle.
And they weren't there for idle chit-chat, it was a proper clandestine meetup. So let me get this straight. There's an operation in full swing at the Valentine warehouse. You were almost abducted by a strange man or woman in a protective suit. And then you saw your Gran in the same suit talking to Hira's Valentine. Pretty much. I'm beginning to think this town's kind of awesome.
Luka shot back a look.
No thanks. So we can logically conclude aliens or alien zombies have infiltrated the town, and their leaders are Gran, and she tried to murder you. Sounds about right. Eris. First of all, and for the last time, there are no aliens. Secondly, it couldn't have been my Gran at the warehouse. I broke that person's mask to get away. The mask Gran was wearing wasn't damaged, but she's definitely hiding something. True. I still think Nuncreed was the one in the suit, and I'm sticking with that theory. Maybe. Your Gran is weird, but she might be the most boring person in the universe. All she does is sit around all day making jam. What could she possibly have to hide? I don't know, we haven't talked much since she moved in. Moved in? Your Gran isn't from here? No, she came a few months back to take care of me after... You know, she could be the reason those harvest people came in. Or part of the reason or something. Because they probably showed up around the same time. The perennial harvest and Gran. After his mom went missing. Did you know your Gran before? Not really, no. It had been years since I'd seen her. Luka, don't take this the wrong way, but are we sure your Gran is on the up and up?
Luka gazed out the window.
I'm just saying, it sounds like strange stuff's been happening since she showed up. That's what I'm saying. We could say the same thing about your family, but you're right. Luka, your Gran is hiding something. And Pa always says folks only bury stuff worth digging up. We need to investigate your house. Oh no, that means we have to go into that closet with the hidden stuff. And maybe our parents' room. I'm kind of excited to see what's in the closet though. If my Gran really is hiding something, don't you think I would have noticed by now? It's kind of the whole point of hiding something. I guess you're right. Gran's been leaving the house for hours at a time this week. I'll call you two tomorrow when the coast is clear. And we can start getting to the bottom of this. I'm always game for a good snoop. You can count me in. Moving swiftly along.
Secret lair. Summer forged ahead, but the nights only seemed to grow colder. Luka walked home slowly under the pale starlight, cautious to avoid any more surprises lurking in the shadows. Reaching home, he slipped quietly into bed, half dreading what they might discover the next day.
What time is it? I'm coming. Rolo, what on earth is that? That ridiculous thing on your head. Oh, this. It helps me think. You're gonna need a lot more of those. Joke all you want. We'll see who's laughing when I crack this case wide open. The coast is clear? Yep, whatever she's been up to this week, it's been keeping her busy most of the day. Very well, the game is afoot.
Luka and Beck rolled their eyes as Rolo strutted across the room.
If I were a Gran, where would I have my deepest, darkest secrets? Perhaps where you might least expect it.
Rolo flung open the cabinet with confidence. He
Aha.
as a veil of dust hit his face.
I think it's safe to assume anything that dusty isn't what we're looking for. Maybe that's what she wants you to think. Then again, any good detective knows not to trust their first hunch. First hunches are for suckers. Eureka! She's lit a fire in order to burn the evidence. She keeps that fire going every day, Rolo. Drat. It may already be too late. Just think of the amount of documents lost to ash. Okay, I'm gonna stop you right there. Can we just think for a moment? Luka, is there anywhere Gran doesn't want you to go? Yeah, closet upstairs. So maybe it stands to reason we should check there first. No dice, it's locked. Well, well, well. Look who stands to reason now. And I have no idea where the key is. If it really is important, then she probably keeps it with her. Anywhere else? She has her berry bushes. Who has ever thought, I'm gonna take this important thing and hook it in a bush? True. Anything else? Maybe something out of the ordinary? Well, she is always worried I'll break her fancy dishware in the kitchen. But it doesn't matter anyway, I can't reach the latch.
Realization crept onto Luka's face. All three kids snapped to glance at each other, then sprinted in turn toward the kitchen.
Alright, Rolo. Your time to shine. Ah, yes. You called upon my expert detective skills, and now I shall proceed
Before
with...
he could finish, Luka scrambled up Rolo's back.
Hey, this isn't my idea of detective work. Every squad needs a good lockpick, and every good lockpick needs a sturdy head to sit on. This is beneath my standing. Stop complaining and hold still. Got it.
The three crowded around the hutch to peer in. With the glass doors opened, a perfect porcelain display gleamed in front of them. Their eyes searched for anything amiss, but the only distinct feature was its impeccability.
Well, that was anticlimactic. Yeah, I don't really know what we were expecting. Like, oh hey, let me just yank on this random teacup
Beck
and...
pulled on one of the teacups, it slanted forward with a hollow click. The entire hutch began to rustle and slide under its own power.
Seems like your Gran's been doing some remodeling. Dude, only two types of people have secret layers: evil masterminds and superheroes. So which one do we think she is? We're about to find out. Ooh! Interesting. Okay, so more of an unhinged conspiracist vibe. Oh wow, yeah, this cannot be good. We need to look around before jumping to conclusions.
Luka jostled each cabinet drawer in turn. Only one was unlocked. He fingered through the filing cabinet, pausing at a bulging folder labeled Walter. For a long moment, he just stared at it.
Was that his dad's name? What you got there? It's my dad. Looks like some of his own medical files. Your dad was a
Luka
doctor?
nodded and caressed the label with his thumb.
Well, you gonna read it? Here, let me help.
Rolo swiped the folder from the drawer and began leafing through the pages. He whistled to himself, barely looking at the text.
How about you actually read some of it? One sec. Dense documents such as this are like a cheeseburger. Best to skip straight to the middle. It's where all the meaty bits live. Wow, I had no idea we were in the presence of the preeminent scholar in dense documents and cheeseburgers. But by all means,
He
proceed.
stopped at a page and mimed, holding up a monocle.
Here we are. Follow-up examination of Terrence Wilby. Patient shows further signs of paleness and malice. Body temperature continues to drop. He now describes soreness of muscle and joints. This is similar to the symptoms exhibited by Mrs. Wilby just a few days past. Still waiting on lab results from Joseph. Am I supposed to know these names?
Rolo looked up with heightened surprise.
See? Creepy. Yeah, that's kind of disturbing. Who's Joseph? Oh, that's Mr. Nuncreed's name.
His
Wait.
finger traced across the page.
There's more scribbled in the margins. Could it be contagious? Mr. Wilby claims the tap water at his home has been contaminated. Perhaps environmental? Lab results only raise more questions. It's like he came back to this report later and made those notes, so it might be related to something else. Ah, dad was killed in an accident because he was finding out the truth.
Rolo scanned through several more pages.
Here the writing looks shaky. I just couldn't help her. This disease or whatever it is progresses so fast. And with his wife passing, Terrence's condition follows close behind. Exacerbated by the loss. Enough's enough. I need to take matters into my own hands.
Staring blankly at the cabinet this whole time, spoke softly.
What's it say next?
Rustled the folder, trying to loose more pages.
That's where it ends. What? There has to be more.
Frantically shoved the remaining cabinet folders, trying to find another labeled Walter.
Luka, I think that's the only one. It's alphabetical, see? What does he mean enough's enough? How did he take matters into his own hands? This is bullshit.
Luka slammed the drawer shut. A spider web of string connected photos of people from the town, interspersed with hastily scrawled notes.
Well, she sure has kept herself busy. What if Grant's playing detective and is trying to figure out what happened? Probably not, though. Is your Grant a serial killer? Because I'm starting to get a vibe. Don't be ridiculous. Sure, she's just tracking the movements of everyone in town. I hope the kindness of her heart. She put little symbols by some of them. Yeah, Mr. Duncreed has a check mark. The clipboards are all inside a big circle. My moms are both on here, both with question marks. Gus Valentine has a question mark. Eris has a question mark that's been crossed out. Mr. Kerr has a bullseye? Ooh, maybe she's working with the Valentines. Trying to get rid of the perennial harvest people. The killer has chosen her next victim. We don't know what any of this means. Whatever it means, it's probably not good. Move! Okay. What do we have here? Barrels marked caution explosive and jam jars? Enough jam to feed the whole town. What kind of incendiaries? Why are they using big words? Aren't they like 12 years old? They shouldn't be using big words. I mean, I'm 19 and I don't know the words they're using, okay? What kind of jam is your grand making? Again, just don't know what that means. She wouldn't have had me walk around town delivering bombs, right? Only one way to find out.
Casually spun open a lid and dipped his finger in the jam.
Huckleberries, hint of brown sugar, and ink?
Rolo plunged his hand in the jar, fishing out a soggy slip of paper.
They did have notes in them. Aha.
The slimy note to Luka and licked his fingers clean.
To Tristan, Mrs. Fertilli. A grand jam gram. Says last night I used the disguise here as provided to scout the location. The timing window should be possible. Operation Sparkplug is a go. Oh man, are they doing a heist? Whatever it is, it can't be good. So more of a bombshell than a bomb, am I right? You're new here, so I'll let it slide, but I'm the bad joke guy around here.
They crowded around a worn-down old map of Beacon Pines.
Ooh, this looks like a treasure map. Not every old map's a treasure map, Rolo. Yeah, but every treasure map is an old map. Can't fault that logic. Look, there's even a pathway drawn on it. It starts at the entrance to town. If we follow it,
Carefully traced the path with his finger.
It leads right
to down
to
at the end point.
town square. It's the fountain in the middle of town. Where we replace the high treasure. Rolo, that doesn't look like treasure to me. The end of the path on that map has the same symbol as those explosives over here. So it's not hiding treasure. A real bummer. Rolo, what's the thing you've been excited about for the past month? The festival. Gulp. Did you just say gulp? That feels like a gulp situation. Everyone will be gathered near the center of town. Who's gonna blow up the festival? Not if we stop her. Should I kill everyone? What? Huh? I feel like I'm struggling to keep up. What was that?
Luka looked up from the map.
What was that? No, I heard it too. That was the front door, which means someone just shut the door, which means someone's upstairs. Shh, quiet. Hit the lights.
Beck flicked off the light, and they became statues in the dark.
Okay, but like, is the fine dining cabinet thing that was hiding the door, is that still moved or what?
Overhead, creaking floorboards bent under slow, deliberate steps. The kids looked up, the tilt of their necks following each footfall. Then suddenly, it stopped. Without realizing, they'd been holding their breath. All three exhaled shakily and glanced at each other. A muffled male voice broke the silence.
Hello? Oh, that's Mr. Tortelli, whatever, maybe?
A final few footsteps reached the entrance above them, and the voice now echoed down the stairs.
Anyone down there?
Three kids shuffled to the corners without a peep. As he began to descend the stairs, the man's voice punctuated every new step. Thump.
Yoo-hoo. I'm not here to hurt anyone. I'm just here to help. Just...
At the bottom step, the man paused, squinting to search the room for signs of life.
Guess it's
Rolo
nothing.
shifted suddenly. Luka gave him an intense, chastising look and whispered through clenched teeth.
Well, don't.
It was too late. Rolo was already inching toward the stairway. He screeched as he charged toward the shadowy figure.
Flaming chicken coop.
With all his weight, Rolo tackled the man to the ground.
Rolo? Mysterious creepy man? Anyone there?
From the dark corner, they saw something move.
Well, I didn't know if I had it in me. There's only one way to find out. Holy crap, Rolo, that was awesome. I think it was stupid. Wait, did you just kill that person?
Luka scrambled to the hunched figure on the ground.
Surely not.
Pressing his fingers to the man's neck, he sighed with relief.
You just clobbered him good, Rolo. He's knocked out cold.
As Beck flicked back on the light, Luka and Rolo both gasped in stereo.
Tolliver, not... I said tortellini or something. Tolliver. Chapter 7.
Chapter 7. The Interrogation of Hiram Tolliver.
Oh, this is awesome.
Still unconscious, Mr. Tolliver slumped heavily in a shoddy old chair. His hands were bound with rope, his feet tied with some loose string. The kids huddled in a circle, discussing their plan. One thing was certain, they couldn't just let Mr. Tolliver go. They needed to know what he was doing in Luka's house. After some deliberation, it was decided.
Uh-oh, they'd run the classic good cop, blank cop interrogation. Chill cop.
They'd run the classic good cop, chill cop interrogation.
I'll handle this, just gotta play it cool.
Luka walked calmly to the light switch, flicking it off and on a few times. Mr. Tolliver shook his head, gathering his wits.
Golly, I sure got my bell
He
rung.
looked over to find Luka, who returned a calming grin.
Sorry, Mr. Tolliver. This was all a big mistake. Luka, what's going on here? Why do you have me strapped down? No one's fault, really. Rolo just got a little startled. Rolo's here.
Rolo and Beck emerged from hiding to give a timid wave.
Well, alright. Mistakes happen. Kids gave old Hiram a good scare. Let's just get me out of these ropes and call it
Luka
even.
glanced over to Rolo and Beck, who replied with skeptical looks.
Mr. Tolliver, why are you in my grand's basement? I'm here to help, of course. Help with what? What's my grand up to? If you'll just cut me loose, I can show you. How do I know we can trust you?
Mr. Tolliver exhaled with disappointment.
Luka, have I ever done wrong by you? This guy's manipulative. No? And since your grand moved to town, haven't I been nothing but welcoming? Yeah? So why would I turn my back on your family now? It's just all this stuff seems pretty weird, a board with names of people from town, an archive of my dad's old disturbing patient
Luka gestured
notes,
to the corner.
barrels of explosives. I can explain everything, you just need to untie me. I don't like this negotiation. You kids deserve an explanation.
Luka looked again to Rolo and Beck.
I don't trust this Tolliver guy.
This time they shrugged. Luka began to slowly loosen the bindings. Mr. Tolliver gently rubbed his wrists.
That's a good lad. This'll all make sense
He
in time.
edged imperceptibly toward the stairs as he spoke.
You see, this town has secrets, Luka. A very dark past
Before
indeed.
the kids had even noticed his movement, Mr. Tolliver was at the light switch.
A pass that must be brought
punctuated
to.
his final words by flicking the switch and rushing up the stairs.
Like, son of a.
Beck darted to the wall and turned back on the lights. It was too late. Rolo confirmed what they all heard.
He just locked us down here?
Mr. Tolliver's muffled voice came from behind the door.
I wasn't lying, and no, this is for your own good. You kids just keep tight down there and let the adults handle
They
this.
looked bewildered at each other.
Play it cool, huh? Not now, Beck.
The kids looked down in resignation. This isn't how it goes in Hank Atomic. Only a hollow croak escaped. The end. Well, we certainly aren't going to find a grand resolution to our tale locked in a basement. Back to the drawing board. Luka began to respond, but the sky answered for him as the clouds above began to rumble with ominous thunder.
Are you sure we can make it home before the storm
Luka
kicks off?
surveyed the roiling clouds.
I'd say the odds are good. Maybe you should stay here and I'll just make a break for it. Interesting, no Beck.
At that moment, the heavens opened up, unleashing torrential rain.
Care to recalculate those odds? Hurry inside, you two, before you catch a cold. Ah, so do we end up not going to the treehouse? Luka and Nelly will keep trying to reach your gran on the phone. In the meantime, you two hold tight. Well, I hope Rolo's okay. He's gonna be wondering where we are. Sorry, not much to do up here. Most of my stuff's still in the boxes. Mind if I poke around? Be my guest.
Luka squinted into the eye hole of the microscope.
Looks wild. What is it? Gum. Gum?
Luka adjusted the slide with his fingers to get a better look.
I'm tracking the structural integrity of gum with increasing amounts of chewing. Chewed that one for 47
Luka
days?
wiped his hand off on his sweater and gave a nervous laugh.
It's weird, I know.
Looked down, timidly tapping the ladder with her feet.
You think it's weird, don't you? A little. But weird can be cool. I agree. Oh wow. Rolo and I have a radio just like this at the treehouse. Probably not exactly like this one. My mom and I tore the whole thing down to the bolts. I wonder if we could contact him with this radio. Did it with some state-of-the-art vacuum tubes. She seems pretty awesome. She gets carried away sometimes. I think she feels guilty for working too much. And when she does have time for me, she showers me with high-tech overcompensation.
Luka flicked at one of the toggles.
Bet you can get all sorts of stations on this. Not out here in the boonies. You wouldn't believe the stuff I could pick up back in the city. But around here, it's all farm reports and static. Aw, shucks.
Flowers. Judging by the odor, they were well past their prime.
Relatable. My mom gave me these a couple weeks back. They're dead. But I still like to keep them around.
He flipped open the attached card.
Happy trails from Coach Walker and the Fairview Condors. Boy, you weren't kidding around poking around, huh? Oh, sorry, was this from your old school? The most recent one, yeah, some schools gave me going away cards, some did flowers. Oh. When they're really trying to feel good about themselves, they do both. So you moved a lot. Yep, that's the thing with having a brilliant parent. There's always a better job somewhere else. These flowers would last longer if you put them in some water. That's the sort of thing I would do if I cared. Just like me, for real. Well, you care enough to keep them is all. Luka, can I ask you something? Of course. Dang, didn't that hurt? I'll be honest. That hurt more than I expected. Well, at least you look cool doing it.
Beck took a moment to watch the rivulets of water running down the window.
Do you ever feel alone? Like even when people are around? Well, Rolo can be pretty absent-minded sometimes. I'm serious. Does it ever feel like your family doesn't care what you want? It didn't used to feel that way. I know Gran loves me, but sometimes when she looks at me, it's like she's looking at a problem.
Luka took a deep breath, exhaling slowly.
I bet he's gonna say my dad. I know the feeling. Oh, or not. How do you deal with that? Guess I haven't yet. But one thing my dad told me when I was little, don't hold a grudge, especially against yourself. That? Real. If you try to hold it all in, you're gonna pop. So then what do you do when you don't know what to do? I never got to that part. Something I figured out on my own though. You gotta do something, anything. Here. What are you doing? I don't know. Something. I'm gonna register our complaints with the storm. Listen here, you miserable universe. Stop jerking me around. I just want things to get back to the way they were. Everyone tells me it's gonna be alright, that things are gonna change.
A feral scream that echoed into the night.
Every time something changes, everything gets worse. Screw this town. I want to give Luka a big ol' hug. Let me try. Moving sucks. I hate it. I hate that I hate it. Why can't I just deal with it and be happy for my mom? My heart. Why can't we just stay somewhere?
Her voice dropped to a trembling whisper.
Just want to be a normal kid.
Beck brushed off her shirt and straightened up.
There. Well, I actually feel a little better.
Abruptly as it began, the storm abated.
Thanks, I needed that. Me too. Should head out before the rain starts up again. Sure, I'll walk you out. See you and Rolo at the festival? Sounds good. Luka, don't let the universe jerk you
Beck
around.
gave Luka a light thump on the arm before heading in. Chapter 5.
That was chapter 4 when that happened?
Friendly feud. The air was heavy with a hard rain's residue. The smell of wet things. Despite his dreary surroundings, Luka felt at peace. He'd never shared those details about his dad with anyone. Not even Rolo. But it's not like this changed anything. Rolo was still his best friend. Adding Beck to the group would help balance things out. Everything's better in threes. This is what Luka told himself as he headed to the treehouse.
Oh, okay, so we are still going to the treehouse. And we're not bringing Beck. Cool.
After the foul harvest destroyed their wealth and reputation, the Valentines shuttered off their estate from the rest of town.
Fair. Hey Dawn, tracking down a lead? You bet. I heard a juicy new rumor. Turns out when Sharper Valentine died, he left behind a peculiar last will and testament. Peculiar how? He didn't just give his kids an inheritance, there were conditions. Like what? The document stipulated that Eris had to take on a child as her work. That's where Solomon came from! The kid our age who just showed up to town one night with a lawyer. That's crazy. Solomon? Bingo. So Eris was forced to take care of him? Yup, or she would have lost everything. Why would Sharper care so much about some random kid? Rumor has it old Sharper sows some wild oats. That explains the way Eris treats him. Poor Solomon. How did you find all of this out? A good reporter never reveals her source, Luka. Better no dilly-dally. But I want to dilly-dally. Oh, Nuncreed's not out here now. Does she have anything different to say? He met his old friend's eyes and was greeted with nothing but ice-cold anger. Heavens. There's no time for fractured friendship. Oh no! Wait, the chapter was called Friendly Feud. Are we about to beef with Rolo or something? Excuse me, what are you doing? Just locking up for the night, sir. Oh, wonderful. I can only assume this means all festival preparations have been completed ahead of schedule. Not exactly, sir. The storm set is bad at Beck, and it's getting late, so we all decided to. You all decided? Yes, sir. I was unaware that your job involved deciding things. We're all here at Perennial Harvest because we believe in creating a better future, yes? Yes, sir, very much, sir. Do you want to be the one to tell this town that we failed them? No. That we gave up because there was a little rainstorm and we all got sleepy? Of course not, sir. Good, then it's decided. Yes, sir, we'll work till the task is done. See that you do, our harvest awaits. Rolo, are you still up there? I'm sorry, Rolo isn't accepting visitors at the moment. Come back never.
I had only ever heard him speak in this stiff yet gentle tone a few times, and it always meant one thing.
You're upset. Oh, what makes you say that? Maybe because my best friend abandoned me for no reason? I didn't abandon you. I'm just a little late.
Rolo scoffed.
The rain held me up. Liar, you weren't even home. The storm got bad and I got worried, so I went looking for you. Imagine my surprise when I made it to your house and you weren't there. Hadn't made it back yet. I'm not a fool, Luka. Doesn't take all day to deliver some jam. No, that storm rolled in out of nowhere, and I got stuck after dinner at Beck's.
Luka stumbled on his words, knowing he'd said too much.
Beck? Dinner? What the heck is a Beck? She's a new kid in town. She's actually kind of cool. You'd like her. She needed help convincing her parents that she'd made new friends. Oh no! Are Rolo and Beck not gonna like each other anymore? New friends. I spent all day waiting for you and you were off making new friends. It's not like that, Rolo. You know, while I was waiting, I made some upgrades to mission control. It was going to be a surprise, but you took so long to start and knocked it all down. No. Just like you knocked down our friendship. What does that even mean?
Luka became instinctively angry in response. Both boys were now shouting across the distance.
It means you're a bad friend, that you don't care about me. Of course I care, you ass. I knew I'd get in trouble waiting so long for you, but I kept my word, because that's what friends do. Oh wow, what a noble sacrifice you made. Easy for you to say your grand doesn't even care. You can stay out as long as you want and you wouldn't even get in trouble. Seriously, you're acting like I chose this? That's what you think, then maybe you're the bad
Rolo's
friend.
tone changed to a calm, yet
This is
more
not good.
intense anger.
Maybe Paul's right. Storms bring more than water. This one brought out the real Luka. Stop quoting your pa's nonsense like it means anything. Oh. Well, yeah, at least my pa is still around. Oh my god. That's fucked. Rolo, I used to like you. That's messed up.
Rolo's stomach dropped, knowing he'd crossed a line. But it was too late.
Luka, good night, Rolo. Dang it. That is one way to catch up. If Rolo thinks I'm still going to the festival with him, he can shove it. Damn. Should I go sleep?
Luka dug through his old stuff, not even sure what he was looking for.
A ball. Rolo. What a jerk. Yeah! Call me a bad friend. Okay, I love this. This game is so beautiful, I just love it. Ooh, I'm Rolo. Look at me and my amazing family. Get his ass! Oh, is that it? Okay. I guess I'm just never supposed to make new friends. Oh, we're weeping. This is so sad. Luka? Please be Rolo.
Gran cooed gently from the hallway.
You slept straight through breakfast. Dude, friend breakups suck. Luke, are you alright? I'm fine, just don't feel like getting up yet. Okay, I'll leave this oatmeal by the door. Gotta run out and take care of some things. Okay, I'll be back later to check in.
Luka
Sure.
just wanted to be alone.
So, in this version of the story, we don't know about Gran being in the hazmat suit. She has done no wrong in our eyes. Interesting. I bet Rolo's still gonna go to the festival. Oh my god, wait, festival. We're gonna like die and blow up. He's gonna be miserable. Do I not leave?
Luka dozed off again.
Luka, I see you didn't eat your own. This is so sad. Wait. Wasn't hungry. Well, just in case you get hungry, I'll leave a sandwich here too. Thanks. Rolo came by. What'd he say? He wanted to talk to you. Told him you weren't feeling well. Good. So your plans to just sit in your room all day, pretty much. Well, I need to pop away again for a minute. If you decide to end your pity party and go outside, I think it'd do you some good. Shut up, Gran. Let me be sad. Noted.
Luka still couldn't bring himself to go out.
Just like me, for real.
Besides, if he ran into Rolo, he'd have to actually confront the situation.
There's never anything interesting at the festival anyway. Alright, can I make this ball hit that book? I'm getting there. Okay, maybe I'm not. Frick. Let me cook. Come on, man. The angles are hard to hit. Oh, come on. The game really just gave up on me. They said, you're taking too long. We're just gonna kick the wall. That's hurtful. That's hurtful.
The Adventures of Hank Atomic.
The complete first
Luka
volume.
carefully opened the cover and began to read. Rolo had received it for his birthday, a special hardcover edition with behind-the-scenes commentary and bonus art. Rolo cherished it, but asked that Luka keep it at his house. Luka wasn't sure if it was because Rolo didn't trust himself with it, didn't trust his sister around it, or just wanted an excuse to come hang out at Luka's more often. Whatever the reason, Luka didn't mind. But it had stayed right there where Rolo had stashed it ever since. Now, at the foot of his bed, Luka lost himself in the pages. He'd read it all before, but at this moment, it somehow felt sentimental. He was well into issue number 5 when he heard soft footsteps from the hallway.
Okay. Another little friend came to see you. A girl named Beck Moedwil. Said you met yesterday. What'd she say? Is she here? She was just dropping by. I told her you weren't taking visitors today. Oh. She seems nice. Yeah. You had a fight with Rolo, didn't you? Can I come in? Maybe later. Alright then. I'll leave dinner on the kitchen table. Damn, it's dinner time. In case you want to bite before bedtime.
Without realizing it, Luka had pouted away the entire afternoon. He once again felt the weight of it all and allowed his weary eyes to close. Luka stood in a vast black expanse. He looked up at his father standing beside him. Walt was working a straw at the bottom of a fountain glass, trying to collect the last bits of milkshake. Dad, where are we? Taking a final loud gurgling sip, his father peered up from the glass. He jangled the straw playfully with a warm smile, then lifted the empty glass as if to point into the darkness. The source. Luka's eyes followed his father's gesture. In an instant, he was sitting in front of a blazing campfire. Across from him sat a large figure in a yellow hazmat suit. The figure's voice was a scratchy echo. Well, if it isn't the man of the hour, make yourself comfortable. Luka held his shivering hands over the flame to warm himself. It doesn't work that way here. Their yellow-gloved hand pointed to the base of the flame. It's a cold flame. See? Luka peered at the base of the fire. It wasn't wood that was burning. It was Beacon Pines itself.
Oh, okay.
Tiny buildings,
Foreshadowing.
freezing and crumbling as they were consumed by flame. Luka could see small shadows moving in the burning city.
Oh, God.
People. Luka leapt to his feet. We've got to help them! The figure gave a dismissive wave of their hand. Why waste energy helping people who can't even help themselves? The figure bent down to examine the panicked crowd as they desperately tried to stop the flames. They only care about what's right in front of them, not like us. Luka's voice was a trembling whisper. Us?
Wait, is his mom in the
The figure
suit?
slowly stood up, grabbing its helmet with both hands.
Or Gran?
With a jolt and a twist, the suit emitted a gasp. A cloud of torpid mist escaped, slowly revealing the face within. Luka's own face looked back at him.
Oh!
Older, worn, distant. The sensation was oddly familiar, as if he'd caught his own reflection by surprise in the mirror. The doppelganger smiled. I tried to help once. He gestured towards his face. And all it got me was this. Luka staggered back. You aren't me. Luka felt a hand catch his shoulder. His father was there again, beside him. Every choice sets us on a path. This is the end of one of your paths, son. Luka watched his older self shake its head ruefully, its face twisting into a cruel grin. Welp, Dad, if you wanted him to see this, far be it from me to disappoint. Luka watched in shock as the figure took a confident step forward and plunged into the flames in a flash of cold light. He was gone. What does all of this mean? Luka felt a reassuring squeeze on his shoulder. Just remember, why we choose matters just as much as what we choose.
Lots of talk of choice in this game, I've noticed.
Luka woke up to see a hazy figure at the foot of his bed, silhouetted in the morning sun.
Mom. Oh, that's not your mom. No, dear. It's only Gran.
Luka rubbed his eyes. The kind, concerned face of his gran came into focus.
How are you feeling? Fine. Anything you want to talk about? I don't feel like talking. That's just as well. How about you sit there and listen a bit? Whatever you and Rolo fought about doesn't matter. but he...
Grand silenced Luka with a gentle pat on the leg.
Fights between friends happen. What was said doesn't matter. The important thing is that it's not the last thing you ever say to each other. But he said stuff about Dad. Well, do you think he meant it? No. He was just mad. And did you mean any of the things you said to him? No. Good. One must appreciate friends in their best moments and accept them in their worst. Oh, I accept. I'll get your little butt out of bed at the festivals today. Don't want to miss that, do you? Isn't she like blowing it up or something? I don't think she's blowing it up. I think that theory they had about her blowing stuff up isn't true. I think she might just like poison it or someone's poisoning it. I don't know. Seems like a good opportunity to make amends with Rolo, doesn't
Luka
it?
gave a reluctant nod.
I buy him a corn dog and apologize, but he's the one that... What'd I just say? Buy him a corn dog. That's a good point. Everything's better with corn dogs. I need to get going now. Got some last minute festival business to take care of. I'll come find you at the fountain a little after lunch. Alright. Love you, Luka. Love you too.
Luka took a deep breath. Chapter 6. Through thick and thin.
I guess this is the chapter where we reunite with Rolo and become friends again.
He needed to hash things out with Rolo. A big fight changes the nature of a friendship.
True.
Whether, in the end, it is for the better or for the worse, all comes down to understanding. If one is not careful, the same familiarity that builds the strongest of bonds can become the wrecking ball that shatters them. Luka emerged from seclusion, taking in the crisp festival air. But the events of the day weren't on his mind. He had to find Rolo.
Where would Rolo be? Treehouse, maybe? Oh. There you are. Luka. Rolo wanted me to tell you something. What is it?
Roxy rolled her eyes, shaking her head.
A space adventure, though you needn't buy it. If ye be brave, go somewhere quiet. Roxy, I don't... It's a riddle, Luka. My goofy little brother wants you to find him.
Luka looked down and kicked at the dirt.
Look, I know you two had a fight. The only thing more annoying than my little brother is my little brother without his best friend. Oh. So I'm doing him this one favor. Now I need one favor from you. Whatever it is that went down between you two, squash it. He caused it. I bet it's the library, where all the comics are. Because, you know, libraries are quiet. It's my thought process. Unique New York. Unique New York. Oh, don't mind me. Just warming up for my big ceremony speech. Gotta limber up the old gab box. Nervous? Oh heavens no. Well, press ahead. How goes the beetle hunt? Pretty rotten. I haven't seen so much as an excavate. And it's not just the beetles. This morning I couldn't find any critters at all. It's like everything that buzzes or skitters I packed up and left. Sure, they're out there somewhere. Maybe all the commotion of the festival just spooked them. Yeah, maybe that's it. Welcome to our festival. Don't forget to come back later for Mr. Cray's speech and the Perennial Harvest Festival sign would be on. Don't want to miss it. I don't know who Perennial Harvest thinks they're impressing with this ridiculous festival. Totally. The town's still falling apart, the weather's still cruddy, and this season's harvest looks like it's going to be worse than last year's. You said it! No amount of corporate pandering is going to change any of that. Preach! I want to be friends with Roxy. Exactly. But the lemonade at the drink center there does look pretty tasty. Fits. I'm still gonna be mad at them. I'd just rather be mad while sipping some delicious lemonade is all. Based. Ain't moving. Oh, it's the people we don't like. Haha, every single time. Yep. Wait for it. Makes my sound once again noted. Like clockwork. What a bunch of drones. Haha.
Jeff was staring into the distance with a wistful look.
Hey Jeff, everything alright? Huh? Yeah, everything's fine. I mean, used to be fine. It just ain't right these days, you know? I really do,
Jeff
actually.
turned to Luka with a furrowed brow, then gave an understanding nod.
You do, don't you?
For a moment, the two now shared that same wistful gaze.
Another one. I'm most welcoming of welcomes. Would you like to share your thoughts? We always strive to improve. Nope. Fair. It's the first time I've seen this many smiling faces since the foul harvest. I had my doubts about perennial harvest, but I must admit they do put on a nice party. Hi, Luka. How's Griffin doing? What? Oh, nothing.
Sorry, all became flesh.
Trying to say anything? Huh? I don't get it. Piper, you're actually taking a break from studying. I wanted to see what all the festival fuss is about. Can't help but notice you still brought your backpack full of books. Luka, backpacks can carry more than just books. True. So what you got in there? Books. I was able to return the perennial harvest safety suit you borrowed. I don't think anyone noticed. Now will you tell me what you needed it for? It was a favor for an enemy of my enemy. This isn't gonna harm Mr. Kerr, is it? All I need to know is that's for the good of the family. Now go on. Tell me more. The library, somewhere quiet. Oh, ya. Oh, where's Rolo? Hey, Luka.
His eyes lit with excitement.
I've been expecting you. Bravo on deciphering the first riddle. Oh my god, it's a scavenger hunt. The first... Oh, you didn't think that was all, did you? Rolo does go all out, doesn't he?
Straightened up and cleared his throat as if preparing to sing.
On planet Farple, you may take issue. When the fifth king dies, you'll need a tissue.
Kato stared at Luka eagerly.
The fifth issue? Get it? Want me to tell you? No, it's okay, let me figure it out. Alright, when you find it, bring it here to be verified. And you decide you want to hit the official stands. So, the fifth issue probably of Hank Atomic is what I assume I'm looking for.
Luka grabbed the 5 pillars of success from the shelf.
Once you got a book, you can either bring it here to me, or just grab a different one.
Luka grabbed the issue with self-help, a helpful guide, from the shelf. Luka grabbed 500 meals for 1 big pot from the shelf.
I bet it's probably going to be upstairs, but I just want to check everything. Hi, Jace. Still working through the newest Hank Atomic? You know it. Some fascinating canon toward the end. Did you know Hank Atomic's shrink array doesn't technically shrink stuff? It uses inverse quantum particle delay to literally grow the entire universe around an object, leaving that object unaltered. So it just looks shrunk compared to everything else. Bingo. Interesting. That's wild. But Jace, no spoilers, please. Alright, sorry.
Luka grabbed the modern science of atomic radiation from the shelf.
See, I'm telling you.
Luka grabbed natural photography, volume 5, from the shelf.
It is going to be the 5th issue of Hank Atomic.
Luka grabbed The Adventures of Hank Atomic, issue number 4, from the shelf.
No.
Luka grabbed The Adventures of Hank Atomic, issue number 5, from the shelf.
There we go. Oh, you found
Kato
it.
removed his book from the desk and replaced it with Luka's, turning on the lamp. As he slid the book under the purple light, 2 words glowed. The Adventures of Hank Atomic, issue 5. Luka clicked his tongue with recognition.
Rolo's cipher pen. He used to write secret messages everywhere with that, and only I had the special flashlight needed to reveal it. I lost it. Oh, apparently he traded Jeff for this purple light bulb. Parted with his entire Halloween candy stash. Oh, Rolo. Now let's see here.
Kato began flipping through the pages, stopping when he hit a glowing word.
Get away with such a
He
grift.
continued flipping.
Only found in Grub Cart.
Reaching the end of the book, Kato looked up.
That's it. Grift in Grub Cart. Grift in Griffin. Oh! So did those coffee people know about this scavenger? Bro, what? He wants me to go to Griffin's snack stand. Oh, brilliant. So I guess you're off then? Good luck on the rest of the scavenger hunts. Thanks, Kato. I don't even know what that is. Griffin's snack stand? What? It's not this way, right? No, it's not. Oh, it's down here. I think. Hey, Griffin. Did Rolo
Before
come?
Luka could finish his sentence, Griffin handed him a corn dog.
Oh, that's it? Aw, bought and paid for, enjoy. I thought that was supposed to be a
Luka
real or
shrugged,
something.
taking a sizable bite out of the corn dog.
Yuck. Cold. Oh yeah, that's been sitting here for a while. Rolo wanted me to be sure to give you that one specifically. Well, that's
Luka
just...
tongued at his cheeks, feeling something rough between his teeth. He reached into his mouth and pulled out a slip of paper.
Oh, come on.
Bits of corn dog to read the slip.
A pickup when you need some pep near the fountain up the step.
Luka finished off the remainder of the corn dog.
This is gonna be a whole thing. A pickup when you need some pep near the fountain up the step. Oh. The coffee ladies. Now I understand why they said that. Everyone in the town's involved. There's no way I'm actually doing this. It's way below my pay grade. Well, come on, you big stiff. Let the kids have some fun. Fine. But Rolo owes me one.
He waved his hands around sarcastically as he began.
What takes flight but has no wings. Your final task a friendship brings. See, that wasn't so hard. I think it's sweet. What takes flight but has no wings. Your final task a friendship. Good luck, Luka. What takes flight but has no wings? Balloons? Rolo! Hey. Did you find the comic book? Yep. And you got the corn dog? Yeah. Well then. I know it doesn't make up for what I said, but here, you've earned this.
Rolo sheepishly handed Luka the balloons.
They're besties. Lights. Thanks. You didn't have to go to all this trouble. I'm sorry I got so mad. Dang it, you're supposed to let me apologize first. Oh, sorry. Now you've apologized twice before me. Just let me do this. Luka, I'm really sorry with everything that's happened with your mom and all. I've always wanted to be there for you. Be a good friend, you know. When you said you were hanging out with someone else, I kind of freaked out. Rolo, still my turn. I felt like if you needed some new friend to help you, it meant that I wasn't good enough. But that was selfish and wrong. I was wrong. I'm so sorry, Luka. Okay, apology over. You can talk now.
Luka threw himself at Rolo, hugging him as tight.
Oh, I didn't mean to skip that. Rolo, I don't deserve you. I don't deserve you either. That's why we deserve each other. So, what else do you want to do today? We could snoop around and try to find some info about your mom. Snoop where? We could probably sneak into Perennial Harvest HQ while everyone's at the festival. Aren't you curious about all the stuff those clipboards wrote down? What if we get caught? I think I've had enough excitement for 1 week. Let's just make the rest of the day about us. Really? Yeah, the rest of the world can wait one more day. You know, I have been wanting to get some work done on the MCDC at Mission Control. The aim is a bit unpredictable. That sounds perfect. Head to the treehouse with Rolo. Me and my balloons. Wait, where am I going? Treehouse is not this way. You silly goose. Does the fountain and the water look different, or am I just imagining things? I'm probably just imagining things. Did you hear? After Mr. Kerr gives his big speech, they're gonna have the first annual biggest catch competition. As long as a boot qualifies as a catch, I'm a shoo-in. Oh, I almost forgot. I ran into your grand this morning. She asked me to give you this.
Rolo handed Luka an unopened letter.
Wait for you inside if you want to read it now. A letter?
Luka, some things are going to happen that might be difficult for you to understand. If I am honest, I hardly understand them myself. But whatever happens, I need you to know that I love you. None of this is fair to you. You have already lost so much. We both have. I wish there was a simpler way forward. But if there is, I haven't thought of it. God knows I've tried everything I've done. I did for you. I hope someday you can accept that. Love, Gran.
I love you too,
Luka
Gran.
folded the paper into his pocket and headed up the ladder.
That's very strange. So with the letter, anything you want to talk about, maybe later, sure, whenever you want. No, you really didn't have to go to all that trouble just to apologize. I know, but we've been looking forward to the festival for weeks. After I ruined everything with my big mouth, this was the best way to make sure you still had a good time without me. Rolo.
I was at a loss for words. But that was fine. Words aren't always necessary.
The festival seemed nice. Was it nice? We can still go. No, this is fine. Well, there's always next year.
Sadly, this was untrue.
Bro, are they gonna blow up?
A distant rumble shook the treehouse.
Huh? What was that? Oh man, we missed the
It
fireworks.
was not fireworks. It was something the boys couldn't possibly comprehend. Something as old and cruel as time itself.
I got an achievement called the Big Chill.
A shockwave of cold tore through the room. A bitter, unfathomable chill. Before they could react, it encased them in ice. Two boys, reunited by friendship, only to be cruelly separated by a malevolence beyond reason. And so, our story ends on this melancholy scene, in a silent treehouse turned statuary. In a town brought low by its secrets, sits a pair of friends, alone, together, for the rest of time.
That is sweet, bittersweet.
The end. No, that can't be the ending. It simply can't. I won't accept it, and I hope you won't either. There are more endings, more possibilities. I can feel it.
Oh, there
We're
definitely
just going
are.
to have to sort through them all until we find the one that fits.